What's good, everybody? This is JT back with another episode, and today, we just got another hot hitter for the homies. We're gonna be touching on them California fires. The boy just been out here working and slipping up as much as possible. I got results back from a full panel blood test from about 8 months ago, and the boy at the time shaved my dick, poured hydrogen peroxide because I had like ingrown hair. Little did I know you're not supposed to pour that acid on soft tissue areas, especially when there's a little nick. And I'm not gonna lie, the boy was a little faded at the time, trying to clean up for wifey. I didn't have, what do they call that, Manscaped? Manscaped's not a sponsor. The boy's not there yet, dude. And trimming the hedges at the time and nicked myself. I was like, man, is that thing, I gave it a day. Is that thing infected? Poured some hydrogen on there, burned myself. It looked like an alien's mouth, dude. Right above, like on my dick root. Up there, and it was terrible, trust me. Never had something like that. Went to the doctor. He's like, dude, I need a full panel blood test. Give you antibiotics. He gave me the antibiotics, and it was already going away by the time I saw him because they couldn't schedule me for like a week. So ended up going away, and I was like, fuck, I don't need that full panel blood test. I'm good. And plus, my wife's been pregnant, and like she's been going to the doctor. They've been testing her blood. She's good. So I was like, on bro science terms, we're connected, so technically that defaults the loan. Until I go back into the doctor this past week, and I'm going in there for something else right now, but the doctor, he's like, so you didn't get your full panel blood test? And I'm sitting on the doctor's bed, like on the waiting table, on that shitty plastic, like the paper's underneath me. It's making weird noises. And I look up at her and I'm like, oh my God, these are the last moments where I think I'm normal. And she just goes line by line. HIV negative. HP, whatever, all that shit. Perfect. Gonorrhea, syphilis. Perfect. Scored 100%. But by the end of it, dude, I was about to cry because she was just going line by line. She should have just said they're all, the whole test results are good. But I guess I deserved that for running from those results for that long. But she was like, you're really lucky because you're incredibly healthy. But at that time, I was like, oh, party time is going to come to an end. I work out, I eat healthy and shit, but when the doctor's reading your first full panel to you after you just been having a good old time your whole life, and you're just like, damn. I mean, I've never got shot up with needles or nothing other than the COVID vaccine, and I still feel like a faint ghost pain. It's like, well, after I took the COVID, though, I went straight to the gym and like squatted 225 20 times. I was benching and shit. My arm is so sore, and I think it's just still kind of caught up in the muscle, but we're still working. Like could just be, like I said, the phantom ghost of COVID still in my arm. But read the full panel off. The boy's clear. I walk out of that doctor's office and I locked a key in the car I was using. I wasn't even using my car at the time. I was using my stepmom's car because some shit happened. My wife took my car, and I locked her key in the car, dude. So I get these great results and shit, and I walk out and I'm like, wow, you can't fix stupid. You can test for healthy and test for shit like that, but is there a test for stupid, bud? And then $90 deep into the locksmith. And this locksmith pulls up, and first of all, he pulls around the corner, almost hits a guy walking, honks at the guy, like, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, he was mad at the guy for walking. And he's like, he was some, I think, Egyptian dude or something. He was somewhere from around there, dude. It was hilarious. And he pulls up in the shittiest minivan, gets the job done in like 10 seconds, has me tipping $5. He's like, you gonna leave a tip for me? And he was like giving me tips on like life and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, man, just, gotta stay down the path, do the good road. And he's like, you should learn this business and contact me, keep my number. I'm like, bro, yeah, whatever it takes for you to get on my face. But he was cool. That immigrant mentality is just something else, bro. It's inspirational. Because they still have like a light in their eye, a little shimmer. A few generations deep, that shimmer turns into a glossy Oxycontin glaze. And I ain't talking the glaze from Krispy Kreme, because we talking that pharmaceutical Xanax glaze. Hopefully that shit kids don't get. It's that Midwest murder house right now, killing the suburbs. All those pills and stuff, so watch your kids, watch your cousins. Don't let them in your medicine cabinets. And it'd be like my mom. My mom knew about this shit before it was mainstream, and she didn't let me take pills my whole life. I've snapped my wrist, broke my nose when I was little, and she never gave me a pain pill. She would take ibuprofen all the time and shit, but I always thought ibuprofen was a woman thing. Literally growing up, her and my sister used to take so much ibuprofen. I was like, oh, like literally those are for women. Like they must have some estrogen shit in there or something. Like that's how my brain thought. I was like, Tylenol's for guys, ibuprofen's for the ladies. And then finally, I got hit by a car my senior year. These dudes, I went to a different school, and we were parking lot pimping. We were just hanging out in the parking lot of this grocery store. And these anarchist guys with a bunch of like piercings and shit drove by us and were like, they said the F word. They were like, maggots. They said that, but with the F in front of it. And then they turned around the corner and there was a red light, and we're just staring at them. And I was like, yo, let's just walk over here and say what's up to these dudes. And so me and my boys just started walking up to the car, because like they thought they had the quick getaway, but they caught a red light. They jump. He turns onto the grass, like jumps on the curb, goes over a bunch of rocks, and starts driving right at us. And my homie split, and I like did a little what? And homie ran me over, dude. Fucking jumped, and I got hit by the front and catapulted. And I did like a Superman, and I bounced off my chest and jumped up. Like, I'm athletic. I think I might be a superhero, like real talk. Flew like 20 feet, bounced, got straight up on my feet, and ran at the car. Fucking tried to open the door. The door was locked, and I started like hitting the window. And a bunch of people called the cops. And he ended up driving away, and I got the license plate. And man, it was crazy. They ended up finding him, and he was paying me like $50 a month. I went to the hospital that night. I didn't have no broken bones or nothing, but I had bruises. And on that one, I started taking ibuprofen. And I was like, man, this ibuprofen shit is fucking weird. But some of them kids get introduced to them pills early. And that's what's happening to California right now. We have those floods hitting. And be careful what you pray for, because everyone's praying for that drought to end. And now look what happened, man. It always balances out. I got the full panel, got the key locked in there. California prayed for a drought. Now it's just completely flooded. But I'm out, man. That's just JT checking back in. One time for the one time. We done, son.